Okay, so for the new moon in Cancer and overall collective energy reading, and I pulled cards already, but for the theme that came up, the challenge and the growth, is loving compassion, transformation, and balanced forces. Balanced forces is about masculine and feminine energy, yin and yang, about duality, equality. And with the celestial, which is planetary energy cards, what we got was house 4, square, house 2, and house 3, which is Cancer. Square is challenges, mountains to climb, basically. House 2 is physical security, material values, self-worth, possessions. And house 3 is early learning, childhood, foundations, the rational mind, and communications. Which Cancer, Taurus, Gemini also represents as the moon, Venus, and Mercury. And Mercury is like our mental attitude and our conscious mind. Venus is attracting what we want. And the moon is illumination of emotions and sense of security, emotional foundation. So mixed with communication and sense of self-worth is challenges. Is the challenges, it appears. Yeah, that actually makes sense, because we have the challenge, being present with feelings, self-nurturing, going within, being gentle with oneself. It's transformation from the inside. And the growth potential of that, balanced forces, duality, masculine, feminine energy, equality, yin and yang. And the bridge for the challenge and the growth was loving compassion, which is beyond duality, finding a safe space. Open-hearted joy bridges heaven and earth. Okay, that's exactly what these say. And that there's a challenge with the inner foundation of the overall collective currently. Okay, so I start by turning over these cards. So we have, these represent the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th chakra, okay? And it's kind of the overall collective energy for the chakras, for the topic, which is what the new moon is bringing upon. And then I have not pulled yet. I have 2 piles of cards. They're Moonology cards, and they are, I have one representing masculine energy and one representing feminine energy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, I haven't turned these cards yet. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have the Chariot, the Tower, Page of Wands, 4 of Cups, the Hierophant, the Magician, 9 of Cups. Okay. I'll rearrange this a little bit. Like so. Scooch this over. Okay. So for the first chakra, the Chariot, progress, which is representing in this instance, this spread, this reading, the energetic force, like the inner foundation of the overall collective energy pertaining to these challenges and growth, okay? Which is progress, is the Chariot, and it's about stability, either feeling stable and grounded, or fight or flight situation. Which is blocked energy. So, which the overall progress, so the Chariot means that there's been movement, that there's changes that's taking place. Then this is life force energy, the second chakra, and the third chakra is emotional self, attuning ego with emotional self, and attuning with the mental self. So it's all physical. Okay, the top three, first, second, third chakras are all physical self energy intertwined with something individually. So physical self intertwined with energetic source currently, like, which means current energy of life source energy, life energy. Physical self and emotional self, physical self and mental self. And then combined is down here, the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, which is also the ego self, or the ego and the self, which is like your soul self combined. How they are working together, collaborating or not. It's like the gateway, balanced or blocked. And the ego is representing the true will of the ego, and the self-identity, acceptance, okay? And then the fifth chakra is the throat chakra, and it's the frequency patterns of thoughts, communication, self-expression, where the sixth chakra represents connections between our conscious, our unconscious, our subconscious. So it's like the connection between our mental and our intuitive senses of self. And the seventh chakra, which we have the Nine of Cups, represents integration of attributes, qualities, virtues, of being in flow or stuck. Like when opportunities show up, what's the overall collective energy? Either in the flow, integrating, which means that there's more success, as far as reaching benchmarks, progressing, not having to go take a couple steps backwards, but it's actually progressing to a step forward and not a step or two or three or four back, okay? And these cards look promising. It was on the bottom. King of Swords, knowledge is on the bottom. It's King of Swords, which is air energy, and that's a good sign. Okay, so the Chariot, progress. So I'll have to clarify to see what the progress is, if still a majority of fight or flight kind of thing going on, or feeling stable and grounded. Tower, transformation, is second chakra, which is the emotional self with the physical self, the sacral chakra, which represents our vitality, our core, like personal creative power. Remember, this is collectively. What that means is what's driving underneath. Is it like limited, like there are limitations because fear-based is driving, or is it personal creative power of personal empowerment, meaning your soul and your ego are harmonized, both running the show, as opposed to just an ego, which would be fear-based. Okay. So we have the Tower, which progress, Tower, transformation, means this is showing that there is something, a change is going on. Page of Wands is third chakra, which is physical self with mental self, and it's about the clarity of thoughts, setting boundaries, honoring boundaries, so appropriately setting our own, honoring those, sticking to them, as well as honoring other people's boundaries. It's also utilize, which in sense is utilizing the universal life force, which would be your own self-empowerment versus other people's energy. Like if you walk into an environment and there's a lot of negative energy in there, are you able to utilize practice of your boundaries going on to where you can keep your own energy? You're not going to be losing yours and absorbing other energy that changes your own energetic momentum at the time, or your own moods and emotional and mental moods, on all that. That means, are we able, your clarity of thoughts is keeping simple truth and complicated truth as is, like knowing the difference, seeing the difference, being the difference. Page of Wands, which is invention, which is Page of Wands means trying, learning, developing, which progress, transformation, and development. It's a good sign so far. Four of Cups is the ego's true will mixed with self-identity acceptance, where we have just, it's like distraction. Four of Cups meaning that sometimes discontent. I would say, well, this is kind of like emotionally discontent, meaning you might not feel like progress is being made the way you would see it's made, the way you think it would be made. You feel like you're waiting for something else, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's actually the truth. It just means that, you know, walking into the unknown, you don't know what to expect. There could be something right in front of you, and you're too distracted to actually see it and notice it because you're expecting something else to come through, which is about change, because, you know, you don't know. We think that's how our mind still, which would be our ego self, tries to control situations, thinking that it knows best. But in situations where things are new and progressing, it has to surrender to realize, no, it doesn't, because it doesn't know what it's going to look like that comes in. So it's actually being willing to try new things, being willing to sit within yourself, being willing to have patience, to sit and hold the space in stillness, hold the space for what's coming, hold the space with contentment of where you're at until something does come through and you can utilize it appropriately. Now, the frequency pattern, which is the pattern of thoughts, communication, self-expression, which is magnetizing. It's like the magnetic monopole. What we magnetize and manifest, so what we're pulling towards us, what we send out, what's coming back. It's like the send, give, and receive is magnetizing and manifesting. Having things aligned appropriately to get back what you get in, knowing what that is, that being it's like awareness enough of knowing your own. And if things are coming back not as you think they should be, well, being able to notice that, to reflect, detach, to be an observer of the situation, to be able to see what the patterns are, what's going on of a cycle that may not or may, but it's guidance. We have guidance, which is the Hierophant, which is like structure, being guided. I'm gonna pull some clarification cards, but then we have, let me get back to that in a minute. But it's also like, I'm gonna go back to it now, but it's also utilizing our integrity and discernment. Okay, so just having discernment for what's to bring in, what to send out, and integrity, meaning personal integrity, group integrity. I mean, this is for the overall collective, so collective integrity. Okay, I'll get back to that now. So then we have for the sixth chakra, which is the third eye, brow, ajna. All three is the same as the correct terms. It's about the connection, the balance of our mental and intuitive connection, which is not allowing fear to get confused with intuitive, to be able to know and understand and know what your intuitive things are saying. The connection is your conscious, your unconscious, your subconscious. Is it their clarity or distorted? There's either going to be clarity going on or distortion, one or the other. And we have the magician, which that could be good or bad, because it could be manipulation, but it could also be chaos in the elements, because we're juggling all of the elements and trying new things, and good or bad depending on how everything lines up, how the overall progress is, that the overall clarity or distorted, what it is that we're using, like utilizing our skill for. Like, is the skill, well, it does say progressing, transformation, which I would see this as with guidance, even though we're a little distracted as we're playing around with things, trying to get things figured out. As far as if things don't show up the way we feel they should, well, doing it over, understanding the chaos of the elements, understanding that sometimes you need chaos to be able to catapult out of, to be able to see the way out, to know what not to do, to understand what to do. Then for the integration with opportunities showing up, inflow, if we're in flow, or if we're stuck, if we're going steps back or step forward. And we have fulfillment, Nine of Cups, which is moving on to the completion of a milestone being reached. And Nine of Cups is the emotional aspects, which opportunities are showing up. And okay, this also would represent within ourself. So self-fulfillment, like emotionally, meeting emotional needs within ourselves. Looks like it's actually pretty good. I mean, obviously there's progress, there's steps, there's you don't just turn it around like, it's progress. And to me, this shows that there's a lot of actual progress going on, a lot of awakening going on, a lot of awareness happening, catapulting in the right way. Let's see. Okay, so what I want to do now is, since this is about transformation of beyond duality, which is balancing right hemisphere, left hemisphere of the brain, which is masculine and feminine energy, which is like science and creativity, which is, it's science, religion. I mean, these are the things that separate them, because it's not male, female, it's masculine, feminine energy within, which is like respect and nurturing. And it's about, because we all carry all of this within us, male, female, doesn't matter. We have a certain amount balanced within ourselves, and then when we are balanced within ourselves, what we see outside of ourselves, we see balance, because we project balance. So therefore we interact balance, which is understanding, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness. And that's when your masculine feminine energy is balanced. That's a good sign. It's a good thing. So let's see what the message for the masculine energy, overall collective message would be for the balancing. Just one piece. The Gibbous Moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. What's on the bottom is Full Moon Taurus, which is also up here in the planetary things. It's like your self-worth, your possessions, physical security, material value, attachments. What's your sense of worth inside and outside? And it's illuminating that your dreams need a practical plan. So that would be, which makes sense, masculine energy. Okay, let's see with the feminine. We'll get back to that in a second. Feminine energy. message. The overall collective energy. Oh, we got more than one that came out. Oh, we have last quarter moon Cancer. This is the, oh, we have 3. Okay, well, yeah. Full moon Capricorn, take a reality check. First quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. Last quarter moon Cancer, take a breather. Okay. Okay. So, this makes sense actually. Bottom, new moon in Leo, shine. Okay, so we have this represents Saturn, the moon, and Venus. Okay, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. And Cancer and Capricorn are actually polar opposites. They're on the opposite ends of the spectrum of the zodiac signs, which if you take the zodiac signs of 12 and they each, if you was to line them up and then like fold it in half, do a fold, they are actually 6. They're just one, there's an opposition. They have opposition. So the 12 is 6, but in the middle is like a balance to where the opposition is polar opposites of one another. So Cancer and Capricorn are actually oppositions. They're on the same, let me think of it. It's actually like the same energy. It's just polar opposites. So that's how we take 6 and cut them down into being 12, and by doubling them, because we kind of have been normalizing understanding the energies separately, individually, which, you know, there's good for that. And then we have Libra. So we have earth, water, and air. And on the bottom was Leo, which is fire. So we have all the elements here, which is good. Which makes sense for the Magician, which is the connection. The connection, the connection, clarity or distorted. It's good that we have all the elements. Remember I mentioned chaos of the elements. Now over here, we have earth energy, which is about the material world. So we have like our, take a breather, meaning your sense of security and your inner foundation, family roots, your peace and comfort, your cultural, this is our home, our family roots. Okay, last quarter moon, take a breather within our 4th house energy. So, sense of security, okay? Full moon in Capricorn, take a reality check, which is manifesting, which is the manifested version of the material world, what's within us, what we project outside of us. It's our inner foundation and how we represent ourselves, which is our experience, how we experience things and what we become. So it's like 10th house, what we become, who we present ourselves as, what we perceive as truth, what we energetically circulate out into the world. Okay, so we have to take a reality check as a message with that. Where first quarter moon in Libra is like our attachments, where we have ourself and we have not ourself, the other, and how we like our conscious personality. Anytime of any opposition or such, or any it's how we see and put ourselves in someone else's shoes. Understanding. It's about understanding perspectives, basically. And it's also what we invite in. What we invite. What do you invite? Which is like attachment styles. it's about, I think, so keep your heart open. Oh, also, it's also the house of partnerships, okay, which is marriage, yet, which is like, you know, marriage and our enemies, because sometimes what we once loved, we then begin to hate. It's like very controversial. It's saying, keep your heart open. So with your sense of security and your take a breather. What's being illuminated is energetic circulation out there of what you represent as yourself, what you accept as your experience, because that's what you're putting out there with your energetic circulation. And keep your heart open with your attachments to things, and keep your heart open with understanding other people, if they are in opposition to us or not, because oppositions doesn't have to be war. Oppositions is just no, I should probably clarify this. This is, let's see, okay, this makes sense with the ego self, the ego and the self being distraction. 4 of Cups, which means with everything going on right now, I don't want to get into that politics kind of thing. It's not only politics, but kind of is. This makes actually a lot of sense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on the top. Okay, let me put these to the side for a minute. What I'm going to do right now is, I like to pull a card to get the overall energy for the masculine energy, and then overall energy for the feminine energy, which is the yin and yang, right brain, left brain hemisphere. And these are all mixed up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it at least tarot cards, because they're angel tarot cards, and they have little messages with them as well. And my intent with these would be the overall energy, and what's surrounding. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for each to get a little bit more of a understanding of the energy. So the dominant energy, as well as surrounding energy, which would be like influential energy and like insight, basically, whatever's surrounding. Which one of them, I don't know. I'm not going to get as specific to know which one is going to be doing what, but well, I'll pull and let you know. I don't need to explain so much, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. First, let's do the masculine energy. Which also, let's see, the chakras. I'm going to pull this together with the message of the chakras as well, because it's all intertwined. It's intertwined. The chakra is balancing for all of it together. So we actually have, let's see, the masculine. Here. Oh, I need to pull, actually, you know what? Let's see, that was the Sun, Mercury. Let's pull another card for that, because then we have the Moon, Venus, Mars. Hey, Max. Folks over there on the chair. I know I said I was going to pull the masculine feminine energy, but I'm going to wait for a second. First, I'm going to clarify by these these first. These go correspondingly with these. I'm going to look at Uranus energy along with Mercury, because it represents what's playing out. And I'm going to pull Pluto with the Mars to represent what's going on. It's like the big brother, big sister energy on the interpersonal planets. The outer planets is like what comes through to either for good, as big brother, big sister, basically. And Venus with Neptune. Let's see where we're at with that. This is Venus. This is Venus. This is the moon. This is Mars. Okay. Moon's illuminating. This is the sun, Mercury. And we have Saturn, Jupiter. Okay, so Saturn's bringing distractions, 4 of Cups, which is challenges, growth, guidance. Saturn's bringing distractions for expansion, which would be bringing guidance. That makes sense now. So that means there's something else going on. Okay, first let me clarify the sun and the moon energy. So the Tower is representing the sun, which is also like the overall collective ego. So for the Tower, sun energy, which is our self-empowerment or disempowerment, the overall energy for the sun first. Message, 6 of Pentacles, divine grace, cures rage, and pestilence absolves the guilty. Transformation, divine grace, working on rage, which would be disempowerment, but into empowerment. So 6 of Pentacles is, it's good. That's the material world, which is the earth energy. Harmony, cooperation, harvesting with beauty, grounding energy, with spirit and body consciousness of dualities. Okay, so now for the moon, which is the 9 of Cups. Oh, that's way too many. Way too many. I'm not doing that many. Sorry, I gotta put these back. Okay, I'm gonna reshuffle these. Dominant energy for the moon, 9 of Cups. Remember, these are both in Cancer right now. Moon, yes, the new moon. So sun and moon are in the same spot, which I should look up the. Oh, okay, this came out first. This kind of came out. I'm gonna put these ones back, all the ones in the middle. I'll put them to the side, maybe. Well, no, because I'm gonna use these cards for the others as well. So we have the Hierophant, which we had the Hierophant with clarity of thoughts, guidance. Okay, that's, no, that wasn't that. The Hierophant was Jupiter, because it was 5th chakra, which is expansion. So with the moon, we got Page of Swords and the Hierophant clarifying with 9 of Cups. We have the Hierophant twice, which is the merciful God. Divine forgiveness obtains friendship and favors the the great. It secures promises, the merciful God. The Page of Swords is God of refugee. Governs dreams and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. Page of Swords. Fulfillment. Inspiration. So we have distractions and guidance. Distractions, the transformation. So Saturn's bringing distractions, which is the challenges, bringing challenging distractions from things to expand guidance. Transforming rage with divine grace. Hopefully, that's the goal anyway. Absolves guilty. And the illumination of what's integrating and the flow are stuck. Well, it's fulfilled with the distractions, fulfillment. So 9 of Cups, emotionally fulfilled distractions is what I'm seeing this as, which with what's going on right now, that makes sense. So we have the Page of Swords, which is air energy, and it's about governed dreams and reveals mysteries, hidden refuge, the Hierophant, the merciful God, divine forgiveness, obtains friendship and favors the great. I don't know what that means. The merciful secures promises. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep pulling this together a little bit because this is okay. So there's that. Now, maybe I should clarify first Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn first. 4 Cups distraction, which is the challenges. Justice. The invocable God. Justice. Make truth known in court. Causes innocence to prevail. Distractions. Justice. Transformation. Okay. Expansion of the challenges. Distractions. 5 of Wands. So guidance about the listening and concealment. Politics and ambition wins judgments. It protects those who seek the truth. So growth of justice, expansion. No, I'm sorry, challenges of justice, expansion and growth. Is in protecting those who seek the truth through guidance. Okay, this is okay. So let's look at Mercury and Uranus. This is about communication. Mercury and first Mercury. King of Wands. Gives answers to those in doubt. So communication. Where Mercury is our thought process, the way we learn, which makes sense with third house. Early learning, childhood, relationships, rational mind, the way we communicate. And Mercury was, this was actually the mental self. Page of Wands is about developing new things. Invention gives answers to those in doubt. King of Wands, standing there, strong in creativity, confident. It's fire. King of Wands, King of Wands is standing strong next to Page of Wands, which is okay. So Uranus is Mercury represents material communication, earth communication, like humanity, where Uranus is more cosmic communication, like intuition at its purest form, basically. Nine of Swords, the comforting God. Okay, so with these ones, these are kind of the help that's coming through with these tarot. I think I said that earlier, but I want to make sure. It's like the angelic help that we're getting, and I put air quotes because meaning behind the scenes, energetically, what is in the works for the highest good of all involved, basically. So Uranus is coming through cosmic communication, purifying. Nine of Swords is a completion of beliefs, thoughts, expressions, protection from the impious religious segments. Oh, changing religion, beliefs. That's what Uranus is coming through. Ooh, Uranus is in Taurus too right now, which is our values, self-worth, purifying. It's purifying our beliefs. Merciful God. With the answers. Oh wow, okay, that's the communication. So let's go over to, let's see, Chariot was Mars. The Mars energy. Mars. Eight of Wands. Great and exalted God. Grandeur makes one passionate toward God, which is Eight of Wands. It's messages. Mars is momentum. It's going outward to venture out and to obtain desires, to obtain something that we want, basically. It's our momentum. So with the Chariot, progress, Eight of Wands, and messages, and Mars is the great and exalted God. Passion toward them, like grandeur, which is Mars represents going outward toward something that we're passionate about. That's okay. Pluto is big brother, big sister of Mars. What's Pluto representing in this progress? The Chariot. Oh, which is, okay, so this must be totally, the Chariot originally was representing what's going on with Pluto. Perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. So Pluto knocks shit down and it's destruction and rebirth. Which we do have the sun over there. Archangel Michael. Okay, then we move on to Venus, which Magician. To me. We have Five of Cups, prosperity, destructions of the enemy, and deliverance from bondage. Okay, Five of Cups is feeling sad, like emotions, going through a change of something. It means something happened that was painful for somebody, something that emotionally disruptive, but after the Five of Cups, you grieve, you go through a process, and then the next thing is healing. So it's like a catapult into healing, so skill. Five of Cups, and this is behind the scenes for the greater good, the angelic help. So I'm using these ones for God, King, and Ruler. Okay, so then Neptune, which is big brother, big sister. Yes. Ace of Swords. Above all, elevated ability. No, affinity and friendship. Obtain the friendship of anyone. Oh, wait a second. So, okay, because of our beliefs, which is what's going on with Uranus changing and purifying things, because of our thoughts, our beliefs, our expressions everything's going through a transformation. Neptune represents rose-colored glasses, like the sense of trying to grab smoke. It's our fears distorted. It's because it's our distortions within us. The fears, and then the way we see them is the distortion, not the reality. Ace of Swords is talking about the illusion of obtaining with everything going on. The Five of Cups, there's obviously sadness, there's obviously disappointments, right? The Magician is using the elements and things going on to change and make progress, to move forward, to do things different. Ace of Swords is talking about air energy, the beliefs, our thoughts, the connections, and how it's very possible that people are teaming up with other people for the wrong reasons with anybody, just because they're seeing eye to eye on a situation only because of that situation, and maybe not. Maybe there's people pulling apart from one another because of something, being distracted and only looking at one aspect of things instead of the big picture, which would mean that it's an illusion of who our enemies are and who are not, and it's an illusion of who you're making friends with because of an adverse topic, like not topic, but situation going on, circumstances. I hope this is making sense to me. I hope I'm articulating the order. I need to keep moving here. This is getting long. We have on the bottom the Empress. Fertility and fruitfulness assures peace between couples. The Generous. It's about nurturing, healing, embodying all the feminine energy. The Empress does, where the Emperor's embodying all of the masculine energy, meaning like mothering herself, looking at. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone for a minute. It's just from it. Okay, I'm gonna pull one of these. Oh wait, after there's a message card. No, yeah, this first. Sorry, there's your note. So I gotta keep this moving. I would like some kind of message with these for let me think, hang on. Guidance, I guess, for okay, one for challenge, one for growth of these cards, so one of each, and they are kind of like they have energy, they are celestial and like crystal energies, and they have little messages for advice. So these are kind of like advice of how to handle things currently. Oh, I was going to pull one of these Esther and Jerry Hicks cards about relationships, which is, I think, is really appropriate right now. And then I'm going to pull one of these for each. This will kind of be the dynamic, something to reflect upon message. And then these will be advice about it. Okay. Let's reflect upon, to ponder, and for a perspective change, to continue to move forward, to get out of, to be able to harmonize, to be able to ground in the energies, to be in harmony with the rhythm, because this is all about rhythm. The dance of duality is what I call the masculine and feminine, which is energy, is not only that, but in general. Battery show. It didn't shut off. Thank goodness. It just showed me it was low. Okay, so there we go. There's more than 3. Okay, well, I guess it's 3. So we have, why do I want the relationship I want? Everything is always working out for me, and my relationships are supposed to feel good. Okay, I'm going to read these, and as I'm reading them, I'm going to pull these to clarify, and then we're going to wrap this up. So think about what you want in a relationship and why you want it. Look for those around you who are experiencing good relationships and feel appreciation for them. Make lists of the positive aspects of those feeling good relationships you have spent time with. In fact, one of the fastest ways to make your way to a wonderful relationship is to find any subject that consistently feels good, even if it has nothing to do with the relationships, and focus on that. So it's about changing the way you feel about something to shift your vibration, your patterns, your frequency of your thoughts, the way you're expressing, communicating. I think that's what that's saying. Then the next one, everything is always working out for me. So nothing ever goes wrong, because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you to clarify what it is that you do want. And that is the thing that we want you to remember most of all. The contrast, no matter how it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The things that you call things going wrong in your life experience are actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perspectives about them. Okay. Then, last one. My relationships are supposed to feel good. Your life is supposed to feel good to you. Before your birth, you knew that the primary component of your physical experience that would offer the greatest value for your personal and collective expansion and joy would be the relationships that you would experience with each other. It was your plan to relish the diversity of your relationships and to choose from the details that would make up your creations, and here you are. Some of these energetic advice crystals. We have wave light. It's Aquarius and moon energy. Decisions, flow, big picture. See the forest for the trees, especially with wave light. This I was also talking about. Let's see. Mercury and Jupiter. Let's see. See the forest for the trees, especially with wave light. Big picture thinking is enhanced with this crystal. Allow you to see beyond the details and gain better grasp of the decisions you must make. Combining intuition with logic, wave light helps you look at all sides of the situation in order to make the best informed decision possible. Clearing energy blockages in the body. Wave light sustains flow, regulates circulation for a healthy body, and deep soul level cleansing. Use this crystal during the new moon to amplify its powers. It's a new moon. Check it out. And green represents the heart chakra, which represents our true will and our self-identity acceptance, which represents Saturn, which is our challenges. Okay, so any more? Let's see if any more come up. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, there's two. We have Chakrite and Arlite 23. And we also had the pink fluorites, tiger's eye, and calcite. Okay, I'm going to read these real fast. The Chakrite, the bonding acceptance service, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and it's Chiron energy, which is the wounded healer, which is things. Okay, there are presents in the present. Chakrite shows you the gifts of living in the moment, enhancing gratitude and appreciation for the day-to-day. This is true acceptance, letting go of expectations for what your life should be and embracing what is right now by just being. Chakrite brings deep healing to your physical and emotional selves, down to your very selves by reconfiguring your old programming into a new way of processing your daily life. After all, it is about perspective. Chakrite helps you face your fears, see reality over projections, and live your truth. And then we have Arlite 23, clarity, focus, higher awareness, Aquarius, Pisces, Neptune. Containing 23 different mineral energies, Arlite 23 can promote undeniable clarity and razor-sharp intuition. An ancient stone, Arlite 23 is especially talented in assisting with past life and ancestral healing. It enhances metaphysical abilities, raising the bar on your innate superpower. Most of all, Arlite 23 can help you appreciate the human experience and that we are all multidimensional beings. By going within and becoming aware of your inner self, you will be able to show up more fully as your authentic self and who you're meant to be. Pink fluorite, Pisces, Mercury, courage, optimism, powers, tiger's eye, Leo, Capricorn, sun. Oh, and that's and then calcite, amplify, cleanse, open, Cancer, Venus. Okay. Pink fluorite mends pieces of the soul, regenerating its fragments to make you whole again. Sometimes we get lost along our journey, and pink fluorite can assist us in coming back home to our true selves. Staying present inside your body, acknowledging and accepting each moment as it is, and detaching yourself from the outcomes are helpful practices amplified by using pink fluorite. The stone helps each despair, giving you a surge of comfort and confidence that you have what it takes to make it through life's challenges. Tiger's eye, courage, optimism, power. A courageous and brave stone, tiger's eye motivates you to show up as your best self, dispelling any fear and doubt within your path. Known as a shapeshifter, tiger's eye embodies healing energies from both the earth and the sun, drawing optimism towards you while also grounding you in reality. Call on the warrior inside of you and pursue your ambitions with laser focus. With confidence, strength, and willpower, tiger's eye helps break through any blockages that stand in your way. Activate the warrior inside of you. Calcite, amplify, cleanse, open. Double trouble. Calcite has a unique optical quality. When you're looking through the stone, it appears doubled. Calcite can amplify energies for higher awareness and healing, pairing well with other crystals and taking on their attributes to increase their metaphysical abilities. A powerful dissolver, calcite transforms negative energy for release and renewal. It also aligns the chakras, cleaning the aura of toxicity and renewing energy flow. Calcite reminds you that there's always a new beginning. You just have to decide when to start it. Wow, and my phone's about to die, so I should probably leave it there. And with one little final message. Non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent in doing both. Let your inner humanity shine forth while also allowing the inner divine to do its thing. And on the bottom is liberation. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore, but they're you, and it's the dragonfly energy. And chakra. And I think I should leave it there. Okay, that was pretty intense. But have a good moon. Namaste. Which means the good of me sees the good of you. The good inside of me sees the good inside of you. Have a good one.